Hello, listeners, patients, and our Clear Minds employees. It's your boy Eli here, and, and today we...
You stuttered there. Do a retake and...
Oh my god! This is my intro, Lucian!
Alright. If you want to do it wrong, that's fine.
Okay, where was I? Oh, right. Let's give a quick shout out to my main peeps, the spark to my spark mode, the patrons. Peter Viviano, Willow, Michaela Jansen, Laura, Alexa Lynn, Kelly Harlan, Timothy O'Keefe, and I Ravid, Alex Peltier, and I Have No Standards. Sending all the love. Hashtag patron fam. Hashtag stay safe. Hashtag stay sane. Enjoy the show. See? I told you I had it.
Well done.
Dark Papers Entertainment presents The Patient Files, Season 2, Episode 8, Heart of Stone, Part 1. Dear Diary, I'm not sure if I ever told you this, but I'm homeschooled. I've always wondered what it would be like to go to an actual school. Like, I had a good childhood and learned a lot, but I often daydreamed about sitting in an actual classroom, making friends my own age, eating a school lunch on one of those plastic trays, and everything else that comes with the experience. Turns out, it's really boring. Or maybe I can't really take the time to enjoy it because we're working a case? Lucian always tells me to tell a story in chronological order, so I guess I should start at the beginning.
Apart? Why are we here?
Well, it's about time we start your training. I've given you a few days to get used to the apartment and relax. Evidently, you and Eli are fine physically.
You're just old.
Blasphemy. Any normal person, rightfully so, would be very sore after rolling out of a train. Frankly, it's a testament to my skill that I would only suffer a few bruises here and there. You two are just freaks.
Old. Got it.
Hey, don't be so mean. His heart can't take it.
Yes, you two are real comedians. As I was saying, training. Lady, I'm not worried about your academic education. At your age, I'll just assume you have a decent grasp on such matters. However, if you're not going to be a liability then, you need to start learning some basics.
So what? Are we running laps, or...?
A little bit more intense than that.
Quite right. I'm sure you've heard, albeit comically, about parkour.
Pretend I haven't.
Parkour is the practice, art really, of moving from point A to point B as fast as possible while minimizing energy expenditure. In movies or TV shows, you'll see elements of it in stunt work. However, what they do is more akin to freerunning, which is more about style than function.
Basically, take out all the cool flips and stuff.
Eli will run you through the basics, starting with how to fall and then moving into vaults.
Okay, so the first thing you want to learn is called a PK roll. It's similar to a gymnastic roll, but you want to go in it at an angle instead of straight. This allows the impact to go from shoulder blade to hip. Here, watch how I do it.
Alright, I think that's enough for today. Bring it in.
This is harder than it looks. Fun, though.
Indeed. I must say, lady, you have quite the stamina. Eli's been doing this for a while, so he's had to build his up over time.
Lucian!
What? It's true. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Guess I'm a natural.
At breathing? Sure. Your form could use some work, however. Shall we head back?
I am sweaty. I'm gonna jump in the shower. Does anyone else need to use the restroom first?
I'm alright.
I actually want to shower as well. I'll go after you.
I'll save you some hot water.
Pardon, what brand of perfume is that?
Random. But okay. I don't know, actually.
It's not random. After a few hours of working out, Eli naturally reeks of teenage BO. You, on the other hand, still give off... what? Lavender? Not really my sense, but I do admire persistence.
It was a gift. She gave it to me in a custom bottle.
How romantic. May I see it?
No. Sorry, it's the only thing I have from him. And again, thank you for letting me play around, but I just...
Say no more. It's sentimental. Shall we retire to the living room? I want to run some hypotheticals by you. It's important to be able to make deductions in the field.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure there are 3-person board games.
Perhaps, although I'm not sure they're worth it. Often they're...
Where's the hairdryer?
Oh, right! I moved it. Check the shelf above the toilet.
Found it!
If we can find a game that actually looks good, I am more than willing to give it a shot.
This is nice.
I can't disagree. Fall is my favorite season.
Yeah, but, this. Getting up early, training, hanging out and talking about board games, it's a good day.
It's still young, although it has been a nice reprieve. I suppose we should try and reach your father today.
I'm cool with that. You think Lady's ready?
Ready for what?
We were just talking about taking on another case. Soreness aside, it is time we get back to it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I only had 1 day of training, so I wouldn't say I'm ready, but I am eager to get some experience under my belt.
Your parkour skills weren't what we were referring to. Eli, grab the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, we are looking for someone, and in a sense, we have found him.
Dad. Well, my dad, not Lucian's.
However, one small issue. Our only form of contact is one way, and since he is laying low and can't verify it as us contacting him...
He sends us on missions. He thinks we're H. Gray.
Who?
A private investigator. Not important. However, each case brings us one step closer to finding Olin. Eli's father.
Olin Baker?
Sorry, no, that's not right. Okay, so we may have lied? To be fair, it's a cover name.
I'm sure you understand. Isn't that right, lady?
My real name is Elijah Olin, or Eli for short.
Lucian Donahue. What is your real name?
Okay. Hey, look, I appreciate you telling me this, but I really just prefer Lady, if it's all the same.
Trust issues aside, I'm asking because I need it for the password. Unless you want to be stuck in an ever-shrinking apartment trying to complete a puzzle designed by a madman...
Sorry, what?
Oh my god, I said I was sorry. When are you gonna let it go?
You didn't almost die. In this apartment of all places? Imagine how embarrassing that would have been.
You're so extra sometimes. Wait, Dad said that nicknames would work. Lady should work. I use Eli and it's fine.
I am so lost.
The laptop has a password and you have to enter the names of everyone around it. If you don't, the magic traps whoever was left out in some sort of trial.
Magic. You did say magic, right? Hold on. That's real? Like, spells and all that. Really?
You didn't think ghosts were the beginning and end of the supernatural, did you?
Of course not, but magic?
Oh my god, do you need a moment?
No, it's fine. Magic. That's fine.
Right then, moving on.
Hold on. Give me a moment. Game over. God damn it! I died again. Oh, alright.
Alright, sorry about that. I have been stuck in the same spot for days. I may need a guide. Believe it or not, video games are a great distressor, which, in a moment, you'll understand that I am in desperate need of. First things first, however. Right, let's see here. You're back in Michigan, I see. Good job at Moonville Tunnel, good old Midwest. I must admit, I was worried when you didn't check in. Listen, H. Gray, the next case is dangerous. More so than the others. It just came up on my radar, and if we don't act fast, Clear Minds is likely to get involved. Time is of the essence here. St. Anselm College, New Hampshire. There has been a rather large concentration of magical energy in the area. Based on my readings, it should be beyond what any layman could accumulate. I cross-referenced the pattern with known spellwork, and it's not good. A golem. Sadly, from here I can't tell you what kind you will be dealing with. Although you can find plenty of lore in Jewish culture, I'm afraid to admit that golems extend beyond them. a fact that had been, well, buried to all but a few. The process of creating one should be under lock and key. However, what I can tell you is this. There are two primary types of golems. The first and most common is the Guardian. Guardian golems are soulless creations designed to follow orders. Like protect this door, or save so-and-so. However, despite their name, they absolutely can be used as weapons. Next, you have vessels. This type of golem is especially horrible. Vessels are created with a singular purpose in mind. Tie a soul to a construct. The soul itself has no choice but to follow whatever orders it is given. Free will is taken out of the equation, but the person still retains their memories and their feelings. If that wasn't bad enough, destruction of the vessel completely destroys the soul inside. It is abhorrent. That's all I should say at the moment. You have quite the drive ahead of you. I'll make some additional notes about golems and send them over shortly. I should have put some together in a few hours. Good luck and proceed with extreme caution. Conversation end.
That's your dad?
Yeah.
They have a complicated relationship.
What family doesn't? So, what's Clear Minds? Your dad said something about them getting involved. I take it that's not a good thing.
Wait. Really? You've never heard of them?
Nope. Don't think so.
I almost forget that the company isn't just common knowledge. How to summarize this? Alright, on the surface it's a boring company with a boring logo and a boring mission statement. Dig deeper, however, and you'll find that their hands are in practically everything. That hairdryer likely has parts designed and produced by it, as does the toothpaste, the car, and hells, I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't contributed to the park's construction. Their reach extends into governments, controlling which laws are passed by lobbying and sizable donations. They do all this by staying under the radar, known to most by a forgettable logo hidden in small print.
That's horrible. Can a company really have so much power?
Sadly, all too common. It's just one of many that control things behind the scenes. It just happens to be the biggest. And it doesn't end with corporate dystopia. Go even further and you'll discover even more still. Clear Minds has an interest in the paranormal and supernatural. What they intend to do with all its research and discoveries is still a mystery.
Lucian used to work for them. Dad, too. We think that's why he's laying low.
You worked for them?
Yeah, but he didn't know all this at the time. He and Mr. Talbot were kept in the dark. Clear Minds likes their secrets.
Mr. Talbot?
He doesn't matter. We were separated. Roland was right. We do have a long drive ahead of us. I suggest we pack. Any other questions you have can be saved for the drive, yes?
You know, under normal circumstances, I would complain about the car drive. But it wasn't actually all that bad. Lucian and I switched up what music we played. Lady didn't really have any preferences. She doesn't listen to a lot of music. We did make a few stops along the way, bathroom breaks and whatnot. For a while, I forgot that we were working on a case, that we were separated from our friends, and that Dad still seemed so far away. I was quickly reminded of the reality when we got to the hotel. A bed! Oh, this feels nice.
Don't get too comfortable. We still have business to attend to.
Okay.
The files your dad sent over, right?
That, and I took the liberty to construct a plan. Of sorts.
When did you manage that?
While you and Lady dawdled at the rest stops, I was being productive.
All work and no play. Do you ever take a break?
Lucian, you're turning into Mr. Talbot.
How dare you? I dress far better. Let's just see what your father had to say, shall we?
Okay. So, here is what I was able to find. Sorry it took longer than I thought. Damn file was buried in the wrong place. Can you believe that I had it filed with the Ozak Howler? Anyway, golems themselves vary depending on how they were created and by what means. That said, there are a few commonalities that you can expect across most of them. First, banish your preconceptions. It's actually quite rare for them to be hulking masses of stone. It is far more likely they are close to an average adult's size and frame. It may not even be stone. Golems can be crafted from any natural material: wood, moss, iron, and so on. However, I suspect that you will be dealing with something that's more malleable, such as mud or perhaps clay. You see, they take on the strengths and weaknesses of whatever they are made out of. Wood burns, moss grows, iron is durable, etc. Mud or clay can change its shape. If done correctly, the caster can mold it into whatever they want. Considering the location, that seems most likely. Be careful. Golems can't feel physical pain, and normal injuries that would bring down a person is a minor inconvenience. You may be able to use this to your advantage. It is likely hiding in the student body or faculty. So, look out for someone who doesn't respond to physical pain. Emotionally is a different story. If you're dealing with a guardian, watch out for social awkwardness. It takes a moment for them to learn, not long, mind you. Languages take less than a day, however, learning proper tone and speaking patterns requires nuance. There are two parts of every golem that are the same. The first is the name. Traditionally written on the forehead, it is the name of the caster. Disrupt that, and no more golem. Problem is with a malleable golem. They can move the name anywhere on its body. The second part is the scroll, or it could be a book or notepad, something of that nature. It's all very annoying. The spell itself is written on such parchments and placed in the center of the mass. Destroy that, and you destroy the magics holding it together. Okay. Enough about the golem, after all. That's only part one of your problem. The caster. Magic on this scale takes a huge toll, especially if one isn't accustomed to it, or been exposed to magical energy before. So you're looking for someone visibly fatigued. Additionally, the golem and caster are linked. When one sleeps, so must the other. When one eats, so must the other. The creator is just as much of a slave to the golem as the golem is a slave to the creator. The good news is that most can only sustain one golem at a time. Bad news is that they can always make another should it fall. So finding and stopping them is paramount. A spellcaster will often have a place that they make into a workshop of sorts. The more they layer small magics into that space, the easier it is for them to do bigger magics later. For me, that was the office. So, look for a place that could serve that purpose. Right. That's all I've got for now. Should I find or think of anything else, I will send it your way. Good luck, and make haste, H. Gray. Conversation end.
A lot to consider here.
At least we have a good starting point.
Sure, how hard could it be? The golem should be easy to spot, a socially awkward and probably generic-looking person on a damned college campus. If we struggle to find that, I'm sure a tired student will stand out. Let's not forget that they must eat at the same time. Luckily for us, it's not like most of the students eat together. In some large room, perhaps?
Let's not be so negative. There was some useful information in there as well.
Of course, I shouldn't be so ungrateful. It's a start. Let's just turn in. It's been a long day, and frankly, we need the rest. I'll explain the plan tomorrow.
Good idea. Oh, I can sleep on the couch. Lady, if you want, you can have the bed.
Yeah. No offense, Eli, but a girl needs her own space. I rented my own room, so I'll be fine.
Separate rooms? Why didn't I think of that?
Hey, it's no picnic for me either. Your stuff takes up so much space in the bathroom.
It's called self-care. Perhaps you should try it.
I just naturally have good skin.
Uh-huh. I'm sure the 3-in-1 body wash, shampoo, and conditioners works wonders.
Do I have to wear this?
Yes.
This place doesn't even have a uniform, though. I checked.
Perhaps not, but we are supposed to blend in. For that, we must subscribe to the local culture? Point is, we can't very well walk around as usual, can we? My fashion sense will draw far too much attention, and yours, well, it will as well, but for the opposite reason.
And I had to change why exactly?
If we have to, so do you. It's only fair.
That, and I grew tired of seeing you in the same outfit day after day.
I wash it. Excuse me for packing light.
Light? Are you serious? When you joined us, you thought one outfit was enough? What? Did you expect to get enough experience in an afternoon?
Mistakes were made. Can we just focus on the case?
Right. Cover stories. We are all siblings. If questioned, keep your backstory simple and close to the truth. This lessens the chance of being caught in a lie. Eli, you got in on a scholarship. You are getting decent at chess, not college level, of course, but enough to be convincing. Remember, when in doubt, deflect questions. Lady, I think you're fine. You're around the age where you won't be questioned.
What about you? Aren't you a bit old?
Excuse you. First, I'll have you know it's never too late to get an education. And second, how dare you?
Just saying, wouldn't it be easier if you pretended to be like a professor or something? We might be able to learn more if we cast a wider net.
He's right. The caster could be faculty as well. The golem too, for that matter.
You aren't wrong. And I'll admit, I thought of that. It's too risky, though. Sure, this school's cybersecurity is laughable at best. Adding us onto the roster was but a few keystrokes, as it would have been to be a professor, but then I'd be too exposed. Someone would have had to interview me, hire me, negotiate a salary, and check my references and degrees. Not to mention office gossip about a new hire to replace so-and-so, or a new class opening up. No, it's far too messy.
Fair point. I didn't think of it that way. It's already bad enough that we're starting late and we're gonna stick out.
Alright, we should get started. Here are your schedules. I made sure our classes are opposite of each other on campus, as much as possible.
Sweet! Okay, let's see. Lady, what classes did you get?
Look for yourself.
Oh, cool! We share this class, and this one, and... Wait, we share all of our classes?
I thought the point was to split up.
Ah, I see where there was a misunderstanding. When I said our, I meant mine, and both of you. Now, before either of you make a face, I remind you that you are both very new to this. If we are to get this done before Clear Mind shows up...
Or someone dies.
Sure, whatever. It's important I'm not slowed down by constantly coaching you. Work together, keep each other on track, and cover for the other person should their cover begin to fall. It's not a perfect plan, but it will do.
How can your plans be so well thought out and yet rely so heavily on improvising?
Aw, thank you.
Wasn't a compliment.
Would you look at the time? I best be off. Don't want to be late for my first day now, do I?
We should get going too.
Yeah. Eli, I think it's this way.
Huh? Oh, right.
You excited?
What makes you say that?
The bounce at your step, the goofy smile, just the whole thing you got going on.
Yeah, I guess I kinda am. This is like the first time I've ever been in an actual school. Well, aside for that one time, but that was by accident. Also, the students there turn out to be a collective being connected by these vines or whatever, and, anyway, I've never been a student before. So, I'm excited and honestly a little nervous.
I get it. I've actually never been to college myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Just wasn't the right time. Then my friend went missing and...
Yeah. Well, at least you're not alone. I am honored to be with you for the first time. Wait, no, that sounded wrong. I meant...
Did we pass it? I can't make heads or tails of this map.
We're looking for room 108, right?
So this way then? Or, hold on.
108? That's mythology, right? Sorry, I just overheard you. I actually have that class too. I could show you the way if you want.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Cool. Follow me. Name's Zach, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Zach. I'm Lady. Lady Baker.
Lady Baker?
Yeah?
So, like, do I get any cupcakes for helping you?
I'm sorry, what?
Because your last name is Baker. And your first name, it was a lame joke.
Oh my god. Because my name is Lady Baker. That is hilarious.
Ahem. And I'm Eli Baker.
The little brother?
You can call me Elijah, though.
And here we are. I would offer you guys to sit with me, but the professor here has arranged seating. Literally the only one that does. At least so far. See you after?
Sure. We could definitely use your help getting around campus. Place is like a maze.
Yeah, no problem. I better get to my seat. Nice to meet you.
Okay, that guy is super suspicious.
What? Why?
Do I get a cupcake? So weird. And who is that tall? The guy has to be at least 6'4". Also, he has the arms of a football player. Very sus for someone taking mythology.
Could just be a football player.
Or a golem.
Let's just get inside. We can take a closer look at him later.
And from that, one can clearly see that someone fitting that profile has an issue with self-control. They are practically a slave to their id. That is, of course, if you subscribe to Freud's model. Personally, although selfish, I would say that they would have the right to pursue their passions and goals, no matter how primal. At least in this circumstance. Other opinions be damned.
Very good, Mr.
Please, call me Luke.
Right, Luke. Very well put. But the question was, when should a person prioritize themselves in a relationship over their partner? This class is an introduction into counseling.
Right, and the correct answer is always. Did I not make myself clear? Should I go over it again?
And that's all the time we have for today. Oh, and Luke, do you have a moment?
I am rather busy, but I can spare a minute or two. What do you need?
I appreciate you being so active in class, as well as your unique insight.
You're welcome.
It's just, I fear the other students aren't getting anything out of it.
Ah, well, what can you do? Some people just aren't cut out for academia.
No, I don't think you're understanding me.
Oh, I see. You struggle with making your lessons clear. If you want, I could give you a few pointers. Granted, I've only spent one day in your class, but I've noticed you don't really have a clear goal when you speak.
That's actually my point. Luke, I don't get a chance to speak.
Well, now, that is a problem.
I'm just going to be direct. You talk too much.
Me? Why, Professor, that is a ludicrous suggestion. The mere assumption that I would be a disruption to the education of this class is ridiculous. More than that, it is a lie. You slander me. Slander and wound.
Look,
No. The damage has been done. My confidence destroyed. My future is in shambles.
You're messing with me, aren't you?
I don't care what everyone else says. You are quick on your feet. Yes, I understand. My apologies, Professor. I deflect my shortcomings with humor. I also have this deep need to prove myself to authority figures. It started with my father, I suppose.
That's very self-aware of you.
I just don't think I've ever had a healthy outlet for all my anger. I struggle with understanding social nuance and often overcorrect.
That is very unfortunate.
Yes, unfortunate indeed. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine, though. After all, I'm sure those like me are just fine on their own, do they not? Set aside your worries.
Hold on. Luke, you may want to consider going to a support group. It might help to talk through some of this.
Oh, I'm not sure if I could stand the spotlight. Where would I even find such a group?
I don't know what your goal is. Maybe just to test me or prove yourself. There's always at least one like you every single year.
I assure you, Professor, I'm one of a kind. So about these support groups, any of them on campus?
Yeah, hold on. Here, location and time. It's run by a few psych students.
Well, if you think it's necessary.
Oh, and Luke? Seriously, consider actually participating. The best lies start with a grain of truth.
Quite so. Oh, excuse me. Almost ran into you. Have you put any thought into wearing a bell?
Why would I wear a bell?
Because you move quietly? Am I losing my edge?
Essentially, I have a query, or perhaps a proposition for you.
If I remember correctly, Jeremy, you dropped my class.
That is correct.
Sure. How can I help you?
This is a private matter, and as such requires privacy.
Luke, would you mind?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll see myself out. Jeremy, was it? I'm sure I'll see you in group for the socially inept.
Why would I have a need for such a group? Is it your assertion I am socially awkward? If so, what evidence do you have to support your claim?
My mistake. You are very well adjusted. I'll leave you to it.
Lady and I worked through our schedule. The classes themselves were honestly a bit boring. We barely had any time to talk between them, which wasn't any easier with Zach guiding us most of the time. Luckily, we didn't need his help to find the cafeteria by the time lunch rolled around.
It's Lucian. He says to meet him outside. He also said to make sure you don't load up on junk food. Is pizza a junk food? I'm sure what you got is fine. Oh, and he also said that your phone better be dead since you didn't respond to him.
Wait, we were supposed to bring them? Damn it.
There he is.
Lady, Eli. That doesn't look healthy.
Huh? They were out of healthy stuff?
Uh-huh. You're not eating anything?
No, nothing really looked good. I usually skip lunch.
And breakfast too, apparently.
I really just eat dinner. A meal a day keeps the doctor away.
It's an apple. An apple a day.
I think that was her attempt at being clever.
They can't all be winners.
Just aim for one. Here, at least have an energy bar.
No, I'm fine, really.
None of that. I won't take no for an answer. The last thing I need is you fainting mid-case. Eat.
Thank you. I'll pay you back.
You will do no such thing. Now, where are we in the case?
We went over what we saw. Lucian was right. Finding either the golem or the caster was going to be difficult. Between having to catch each other up, classes with Lady, and walking to class, we didn't have much time to investigate. I told Lucian about Zach. So far, he was my #1 suspect, for obvious reasons. The guy is totally some sort of monster. No one's teeth are that white. Lady wasn't convinced, but she was eager to look into him some more. Lucian rolled his eyes for some reason. He told us what happened in his class and how there was some kid named Jeremy that we should look out for. Also, he got some information on a support group or something. He doesn't think the golem would have enough awareness to attend one, but the caster might send him. At the very least, it was a good angle. It was just as we were putting the final touches on our plan that everything changed.
All right, so it's settled. I'll go to this meeting. Eli, you and Lady take a closer look at...
Was that?
It came from over there. Let's go.
Right! By the time we got there, a large group had already formed. After we pushed through, it was clear why.
No! Just
No!
Finally.
Lucian, that's
Were we too late?
a body lay crumpled on the stone walkway.
Wait. I know that body.
Its neck twisted in a grotesque angle. It was like someone had grabbed it and turned it all the way around in one quick motion. A knife was buried in the person's chest. Blood rapidly pooled. Somehow, someone had murdered them in broad daylight. What's more, Lucian had already met the victim. I could see his expression change. It's the same one he has whenever he's in deep thought. Who is it?
Jeremy.
Showrunners for this episode were Christopher George and Dalton Lewis. This episode was written by Christopher George. Script editing was done by Dalton Lewis. Sound design was done by Christopher George. Yours truly was voiced by Dalton Lewis. Lucian was played by Dakota Hamlin. Lady was voiced by Lainey Langenberg. Dr. Olin was voiced by Peter O'Keefe. Zach was voiced by Cody Garrett. Miss Hensley was voiced by Allie Ford. And Jeremy was voiced by Joey Smith. Original music by Nico from the Inky Paw Print.